And tonight here on CTV Barrie, we begin our year-end conversations with leaders from right across the region. And joining us tonight is the Mayor of Barrie, Alex Nuttall. Great to have you.
Thank you for having me once again.
This has been a very busy year. Let's begin with the state of emergency. This was declared back on September 9th. How are things looking? Have you got the results that you were hoping for?
Yeah, I think we've seen a very good result in terms of having the encampments removed, ensuring that there are opportunities to have a roof over one's head, to have the proper shelter in place. We've also seen a very good response in terms of those who want to go into the Heart Hub, be part of a program to turn their lives around. At one point, I think we were sitting at about 83% of those who were asked to take help were getting permanent help. And we're seeing people come through the Heart Hub now, having graduated from that rehabilitation process, moving into supportive housing, and hopefully we see a long-term change in the way their lives are heading. Is there an end in sight for the state of emergency? Yeah, I think, look, for me there is. It's going to take more time. You know, we're very clear that when there are no tents left on the sides of streets, in our parks or in our forests, in the city of Barrie, then the state of emergency would be stopped. We haven't seen that happen quite yet. We're down, you know, to a very low number, probably a quarter, maybe a fifth of what we were at when this started. But we just need to finish out the work and make sure that there's the appropriate housing and opportunity for individuals to change their lives going forward. If we get there to that zero, then I think that we can move in the direction of ending the state of emergency and working diligently to make sure we never end up down this road again. You said that we're about a fifth away, so what do we know what number that equates to? How many tents are left? Yeah, there's somewhere around 40 tents left at this point. We believe in the beginning there was somewhere between 160 and 180 that were being lived in, around 200 total. So, you know, it's hard to get to an exact, but, you know, we're anywhere from 3/4 to 4/5 of the way there. Mm-hmm. Well, now looking at these images, Mayor Nuttall, you've asked for help. You and the other big city mayors have asked the province to step in and declare a state of emergency. Do you still believe that that's necessary, and what are they saying? Well, I think for the city of Barrie, we're the ones who have declared a state of emergency. And when I look at the help that we've received funding for shelter, we received funding for the Heart Hubs, we've received funding for homeless prevention from the province of Ontario. Those have gone a long way. We are now in a position where there's most, if not all of the municipalities are facing the problems that we were, and they haven't been able to get through them yet. So when you see big city mayors asking for a state of emergency across the board in Ontario, I personally think, yeah, that is the right thing to do, in the sense that I believe that there is an emergency on the ground in many, many places, here included. Having said that, when you look at the province of Ontario as a whole, there's some things that need to change. We need to go into mandatory rehabilitation. They call it compassionate intervention. We need to be able to get enough supportive housing in place around each of the municipalities, and we need an expansion of the Heart Hubs. And the province has done an incredible job working with the city of Barrie and the county of Simcoe. And if we see that happen across the board in the rest of these major cities, you know, we'll look back and say, you know, this 2025, 2026, that's when we started to see everything start to move in the right direction, and lives were saved and put back on the right track. Part of the reason that the encampments were so unsettling was because people felt that their safety was at risk. We have an ongoing double murder investigation from, you know, one of the largest encampments that was in the heart of the city. What have you been hearing from constituents? Are people telling you that they're feeling safer in any way? Yeah, absolutely. We hear it everywhere we go. Folks are coming up and saying, you know, thanks to City Council for taking a stand, for moving this in the right direction. The encampments were long overdue, you know, and we had at one point sanctioned encampments. And so putting an end to that and then removing anything that was happening in those places, I think of Milligan's Pond. This is a place where, you know, my mom used to take me for walks, and there's a beaver dam and there's some swans and lots of nature. And then it turned into like an unsafe area because of the drugs and criminality taking place there. So we're getting emails, phone calls, written letters, folks stopping us on the street just saying, Thank you for moving this in the right direction. And what they say almost every single time is the same, which is thank you for providing safety back on the streets, and it's a work in progress, but also thanks for actually taking care of the folks who are hurting. And I think that's where working with the province and working with the county on this has really allowed us to be successful.
What about the other side of that, though? The people that feel as though you're perhaps lacking compassion in your approach to these people that are, that are sick?
You know, it's interesting. We've done some polling on that. The city has, at least, not myself. And what we found is it's somewhere around 80%, give or take, 77 to 90% saying that we are on the right track on this. For some folks, the removal of a tent on the side of the road is too far. For me, the tent ever being there on the side of the road is too far. Don't expect everybody to agree with every decision that we make. But what I think we can agree on is that individuals who are living in a place where you have a double homicide, individuals who are living in a place where you have a tent that has crossbows and knives and starter pistols and drugs and drug money, these are not safe places. They don't belong on the sides of our roads, they don't belong in our parks, and they don't belong in our forests. And so we need to make sure that there is a safe environment in our city, and that's what we're working towards every single day.
Let's talk about the land boundary dispute, which was the dispute, the land annexation that we're now moving forward with. I understand you've called an emergency meeting for tomorrow. What's going to happen there?
Yeah, so the land's actually coming in on January the 1st with the new year, which was always the target. We need to make sure that any development's going to take place. It's planned out with the city. We don't want developers stepping ahead or doing something that doesn't fit with the future growth and the future of the city of Barrie, and it's got to respect our current residents as well. So we're going to be putting a hold on all of the land inside of the annexation area to make sure that it can be planned out properly. We'll work with the development community to get housing and jobs to market, but it's got to be respectful of our current city residents. And so we're gonna make sure everybody is falling inside of the planning process. And so that's tomorrow's meeting. But as you know, I'm very happy with the result here. And I'm very happy that we're actually going to have land available for people to work in Barrie instead of driving down the 400 each and every day.
Finally, let's end on a lighter note. Troubadour. Yeah. I understand Troubadour Festival is coming back for another year. How pleased were you with the way that it turned out this past summer? I loved it. I mean, I was also there for every concert hosting it. What a great vibe in downtown Barrie.
It was awesome. I think it was better than I ever imagined it would be. And, the work that was done on Troubadour, the work that was done by the BIA overall this year to just make downtown an inviting place, whether it was, one of our incredible acts like Brett Kissel or perhaps, the Butter Tart Festival, like Troubadour and everything else that was happening really lit up our downtown. And, I really do believe that if the heart of your city's in a really good place, it's going to have a really positive impact everywhere else. And so I can't wait for next year. Let me put it that way.
I was just waiting for your video to pop up there because you joined Kissel on stage. Have you overcome the butterflies? I know you were feeling a bit nervous the night of.
Well, look, I can tell you this, that one child's dream came true that night when I got to play with Brett Kissel on stage. Now, thank God they're better, louder, and stronger singers than I am. But it was really neat to be there and to be part of it. And they're just an awesome group of people.
I've had a few people ask me if your microphone and your guitar were actually plugged in. I reassured them that it in fact was. Thanks so much for taking the time, Mr. Bear.
Thanks for having me. Yeah. Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
You too, yes. We'll remind our viewers that you can revisit this conversation and stay up to date with all of the news as it happens here in Barrie on our website. Let's go ahead and pull it up, ctvnews.ca/Barrie.